welcome to my home office, my happy space, creative space. This is where I edit YouTube videos, where I write, where I make things, where I hang out. So welcome. I'm going to show you around. This is probably going to be the quirkiest home office you've seen in a while. And if you're new here, my name is Habiba Tunau. I am a content creator who makes lifestyle videos here on YouTube, lots of cooking, lots of home decor, you name it. And occasionally I also include some medical content because I happen to be a licensed physician or medical doctor here in the USA. So come on in. I have a lot of eccentric things or interesting things I'm going to show you. I'm not your average doctor. I'm probably not your average 50-year-old mother. I have 3 adult children. I'm happily married and I don't exactly follow the rules when it comes to life. So come on in. I hope you find this interesting. I made you some tea and I also have these macaroons if you would like. Okay, I'll have one for us. Okay, now we're ready to get started. So I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the room. You are standing by the door currently, and as you can see, this room is a rectangle. It's not a big room, but it's not a small room. This used to be my son's bedroom before he moved out. So we have this back wall here. We have the desk in the middle, and I have a piece of furniture here, a bookcase over there, a standing computer over there, and a couch on the same wall that you're standing, which you can't see. Further on, I have where I keep a lot of my YouTube lights or bright lights and just equipment. So here's the door you came in through. First thing, I have a list of things or goals that I wanted to accomplish. Some of them, this is actually from last year, 2022. Many of them I did. Many of them I didn't quite get to. But thank God, every new day is an opportunity to start over, right? So, okay, I'm gonna show you this wall. So over here I have a picture that I got from my grandmother. My grandma, my Caribbean grandma, my mom's mom, passed away 2015. And she used to have this like near her back door. I really like it because I like the vivid colors. I like, you know, the look of the Caribbean women. They're sorting flowers, and it's just, you know, a picture that really reminds me of my grandma. Now this is actually a church hat. This is a project that I was going to do where I was going to paint it because bright red is not exactly my color. Anyway, it was supposed to be something fun that I was going to work on. The gold frame mirror I've had for years. Like I had this since I've been in North Carolina, literally. So over 15 years. And yeah, this bag is very quirky. This is a Betsy Johnson bag. I'm sure you know the designer Betsy Johnson. I bought this a couple of years ago for my birthday. It was a birthday gift to myself. It's got these pink rhinestones, very cute, different, quirky. Let me put it on. And it has this vintage dial in the front and a phone, you know, the vintage type phones. Of course, it's not connected by a cord, but believe it or not, this phone works. At least the handset works if you connect it to Bluetooth. So it comes with Bluetooth capabilities, and if you wanted to, you can actually set this to ring. So I like to leave it here because, you know, in my opinion, it's almost like an art piece. It makes me smile. Over here we have 2 pieces of furniture. This big piece, which I thrifted many years ago. It is overstuffed with things. Let's pretend you can't see that drawer can't close. I have to get to it. But as you know, I'm always making things. I do a lot of crafty things, some of which involve dolls, some of which involve just DIY projects for every season. I love to change things up as the seasons change. So I have like fabrics in here. I have spray and paints and things that are used to customize dolls. I have even cards. These are like, you know, cards. I like to collect cards that people give me. and also blank cards to give to people. You know, that's something people don't do as much of anymore. So stationery. Yeah, so we're not gonna go in here today. Not today. Flowers, these are silk flowers. I have this candle that I still have not burnt. We're gonna burn it while you're here, yes. She's cute. She's cute. She looks like frosting and sprinkles. Really cute stuff. I also have some chocolates up here. This is from Kenton. I tried to hide it from myself for a while, but that didn't work. So I've been eating the milk chocolate caramel. And for anyone who is having to adhere to a gluten-free diet, or one of the few brands that is actually gluten-free, you may not realize it, but most chocolate has wheat added to it because it's a filler. It's a cheap filler. And for those of us who can't tolerate gluten or wheat flour, which can be very inflammatory and cause a lot of problems, this doesn't have wheat in it, so that's awesome. Or music from back in the 80s. So it says on their school days. Who remembers these? All of you guys born in the 2000s, you probably don't even know what this is. Or you've never actually had to play it. But yeah, I have like a digital record player and cassette player, so I can use this. So I have doll clothes in here, and these are clothes that I've either made or bought, but most of them are clothes that I actually made. They belong to these Blythe dolls. Here's one of them. This one, her name is Suki. Say hello, Suki. She is so cute. She's one of the first dolls that I customized. So basically she didn't come like this, right? So she's got new eyes, new headpiece, new clothes. These clothes are all handmade. And any of the pieces that I can't make, I order. So sometimes I get stuff from Etsy, and other times I get them from Amazon. Anyway, she sits right here on top of this box because I think the colors match her dress. And I have some books here and magazines. A Madame Alexander doll. Madame Alexander was a famous doll maker based out of New York. And then I also have some Architectural Digest magazines because I love interior design. And then over here I have little Miss Rosie. Okay, that's little Rosie. And she has these beautiful vintage style spectacles, which I got from a vintage store, a random find. I handmade this dress. I collect a lot of fabric. Like I'll go to a thrift store and I look out specifically for vintage fabric, or if I have clothes that I no longer use or want, I might cut them up and save the details. So for example, the little lace on here probably came from a skirt, and the little shoes are so adorable, aren't they? Look at these little shoes, so adorable. The most important thing about this doll is her hair. So her hair is made from alpaca. Alpaca it's a mammal, right? You guys know alpaca? It kind of looks like a sheep with long legs, with a long neck. Yeah, alpaca. So they sell alpaca hair, and I turned it into a wig. So isn't that cute? So yeah, this is all handmade, and it's really, really soft. And you see she has the eyes. The eyes did not come this way. These are all new eye chips, or what we call eye chips. And then over here I have this hat box. I did a collab with this company, Rose Forever, and they make these beautiful flower arrangements. These are actually real roses, but they've been preserved, and I can't believe it. It's been over a year and it looks brand new. It literally looks brand new, and this is over a year old. And you can see it's quite soft. It is not fake, it's real roses. So yeah, you should check out this brand, Rose Forever, New York. Okay, and all of this sits on top of my Canon printer. So this is a color printer, and yeah, pretty good printer when she cooperates. So the thing about this office is there are things that are thrifted, there are things that are handmade, and there are things that are brand new that cost a lot of money. So before I show you the closet, let me go get a model. So let's get little Miss Ayodele from the bookcase, because our favorite thing to do is read. And let's borrow Jamila. Jamila's got a big afro. And I'm just going to show you some of the wigs that I made for them that are also in this closet. And these dolls are considered art dolls. So I don't make these for little girls to play with because there are too many small parts and there's a lot of detail that goes in them. You can buy the Chinese versions that are inexpensive. But once they've been altered like this, they're not really for little kitties. In fact, let me show you... I have a few boxes. Okay, so here's a good example. This is how it comes. So the original Blythe dolls are made in Japan. These are kind of bootleg versions that are made in China, okay? So here's an example. This doll was actually what Ayodele used to look like. You see now she's got braids. And this is all handmade, and you see her skin texture is not that shiny, plasticky look, and her eyes look a lot more realistic. Her nose and her lips, her mouth is a lot different, right?
I finally get to show you the contents of this doll closet. Ayodele is going to stand right there. So I have a number of coats that I handmade. These are made out of felt. Look at the little buttons. Look at the trimming, the little pockets. How adorable, right? And I also have this brown one. I like this one too. Look at the little buttons I put on there in the back. I love miniature anything, miniature food, miniature clothes. And then I also love this little dress. I love the pink ruffle at the bottom. I got this fabric from Joann's Fabric. Ayodele thinks it's her dress. It's not your dress. Can I have it back, Ayodele? I'm just going to hang it up and then I'll show them one of your dresses. Like, look at this little uniform. I didn't make this one. This one I bought online. So adorable. Just like this little yellow dress. But this white coat, oh my goodness, obsessed. Do you see it looks like she has a pen in the top pocket. She's got a pin, a gold pin. She's got some paperwork in her pockets and a stethoscope. Did you know that Black women account for less than 3% of all the doctors in the US? That's crazy, right? So we need you, Ayodele. On a lighter note, I've also collected these Christmas ornaments. Yeah, they're actually ornaments, but the girls get to wear them. Aren't they adorable? So cute. So the last time I ordered some shoes from Russia for the dolls, they included this little chocolate from one of the small vendors. But since I have trust issues, I never opened it. So I'm opening it here with you. I don't know what I expect. Of course, it's chocolate. I'm just smelling it because I'm weird. I'm not going to eat it, but it smells like chocolate. Yeah, it's kind of expired. I'm not eating it. I did make this little bag out of table mat, and it has some little miniature books and a miniature Essence magazine because the girls got to read, including a Harvard magazine. So on this side, I have shelves containing wigs. These are all custom made, handmade wigs by me because I wanted my dolls to look authentically Black. Okay, look at the detail that went into this wig. Yes, even afro puffs with a bow. Okay, they slip on really easily and they're nice and snug and they look beautiful, in my opinion. I don't know. It just looks more authentic, right? Like these lemonade braids that she's got, Jamila's got. You know, it's just so much better than a silky, fake, straight Caucasian hair on a Black doll. That's just not natural to me. So that's why the wigs. But I hope, maybe in the future to share some more with you. This was a Beyonce doll that I made, and I really love this doll. She has so much detail. Lemonade. Uh-huh.
It always seems impossible until it's done. Mandela. And this is like a white canvas with gold writing.
I know what you're thinking. Why does she still have a Christmas tree up end of February? I know, because it's art, because it goes with my decor, because I like the white and the pink, and I just like the light that it gives off when I'm editing at night. It's just a beautiful, peaceful, fairy, unicorn glow. I don't know. Anyway, it's very intentional, and I plan to keep it there. Okay, so on this filing cabinet with this lady doing her yoga pose, from my aunt. I have some journals. These are journals I've kept for years. Ever since I was a little girl, I've written a diary or a journal. It helps me to see where I've come. I love this pregnancy journal that I kept. You know, the stories in there are so beautiful. And then this journal I got when I was taking acting lessons a couple of years ago. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. I will tell you about it some other time. Okay, we're going to focus on my desk, which is made out of glass. I wanted something that felt light and airy, and I didn't want anything traditional, which I've had before. I also have this mural on my wall, which is more of a paste and stick or peel and stick, which I've done a few times before. And you can find that online. I also always have flowers, or as much as possible, fresh flowers to brighten up the space. It makes me feel happy. And then I have a few kind of knickknacks on my desk that reflect light. I have this mini globe from the Smithsonian. I love it. I've had it for so many years, since the kids were babies. And then this acrylic stapler. Also on my desk, I have this book that the children gave me, Kareem and Mariam. It's a book with all these different historical figures of women, some of which I really had never heard about or didn't know their stories, so it's really nice to be able to flip through these occasionally. I almost missed this little picture that I must have stuck in here of Kenton and the boys when they were younger. I love the pink marble covering on my laptop.
You don't want to take the whole thing off. You want to do a little bit at a time.
I really love my keyboard. It's so fun. It reminds me of candy. I love typing on it because it sounds like the old vintage typewriters. And you can find it on Amazon, or you can find it directly from the company Mophie. So just Google Mophie and you'll find it. And they have it in like different colors. If you prefer pastel green or brown, they have different variations. This laptop is over 5 years old, which makes it kind of old, and I want to replace it, but I'm so attached to it. I also do my thumbnails from here, so whenever you see a video, I make the thumbnails through PicMonkey, and you know PicMonkey is easy to use, it's easy to learn. You pay a little subscription, and yeah, it's good. Anyway, she's a little dusty, so let's clean her off. Kenton keeps asking me if I want to replace her, but I'm holding off for now. Thankfully, I also have a desktop, which I will show you in a minute. You see her straight ahead. That's my Apple. I have a filing cabinet on the side of my desk on which I have colored pencils. I have a book that I use as a dream book. I like to record my dreams because they're kind of weird sometimes. I have a lot of mechanical pencils. You know how when you write with a fresh, sharpened pencil? I love that. And then just knickknacks, scissors, pens, highlighters, lip balm. You can't have chapped lips sitting at your desk. Lotion, because who wants ashy skin? Especially just during this time of year, right? Your skin is always dry. And I like soft, nice smelling skin. Who doesn't? Okay, next let's go to the tall bookcase. And I just wanted you to remember, this is at night, but in the day, the room feels a lot brighter and just different, cheerful. But I do like the vibe at night. As you can see, this bookcase is really tall. It almost goes to the ceiling, and I'm about 5'5", actually, okay, 5'4.5" now. Anyway, I have a lot of my books that I love, my old college yearbook, just a whole bunch of books that are sentimental to me. And I have this old cab, or, you know, toy cab, New York City toy cab, super cute. And this little teddy bear that I bought in New York City before 9/11. Can you believe that? That I got this beanie before 9/11, before the new towers were ever built. I also have a number of proof copies of my cake book because every time there was a mistake, I reordered after making the adjustment. So that was super stressful. Yeah, I also have this clinical dermatology book, which gets a lot of use among my medical books. And let's see, we got some fungal infections here. You know, fungal infections are pretty common, especially when you have warm weather. So stay clean and dry. This condition is called nevus of Ota, and this is what Kenton has, that hyperpigmentation around the eye, and it affects the pigment of the eye and around the skin. It's interesting that some doctors didn't even know what it was and would ask him if he was abused. No, he's not abused. He is loved. That's Kenton standing next to the bookcase. It looks brand new. It literally was brand new, but we actually thrifted it. Can you believe it? Brand new. It was like $450 and we got it for $70. Yes, ma'am. That was a deal. Anyway, my new camera is housed in this bookcase and I really need to get to use it. I've been using the G7X or Canon G7X, which has a newer model. Okay, I have books underneath and I also have some craft supplies for when I make polymer clay jewelry. So around the time that I wrote the cake book, I made some cake-inspired earrings and also some book-inspired earrings to keep on theme. On the same side of the bookcase, I have this long white table. On this long white table, I have this pony plant. This is my second pony plant. I'm pretty good with plants, but the last pony plant I had died. And I realized I was watering it too much. Thankfully, this pot has a wick and also a window to let you see if you're watering it too much or not. On top of the long white table, I have a standing desk. So I love this standing desk. I've had it for a couple of years now. We paid a little over $100 from Amazon. And I love it because you guys know I'm obsessed with not getting a blood clot. So I don't like to sit for a long time. I prefer to stand. And this table is pretty sturdy. It's actually a banquet table, you know, a table that you use outdoors, but I use it for doing a lot of my craft work and again for the standing desk, which as you can see, you can just press it. There's a lever and it works by hydraulics, so nothing to plug in and it goes up or down. So when I want to sit, I press it down and I sit in a chair, but most of the time I'm standing. And I also have a little lamp on the side, you know, which I can move in different directions to brighten up the room or to work on a particular craft. So for the most part, I edit all our YouTube videos on my Apple desktop and I use a editing program called Wondershare Filmora. Sometimes I use the Pro and lately I've used the most updated version, the 11. And usually you pay once a year or you pay monthly. I have the lifetime membership. So hopefully I don't have to pay for another editing software program for a long time. I also have this mic, which I use for voiceovers, which I'm using right now. And I love this long arm it has that can retract and pull and turn. And it's really cool. I also keep a lot of memory in this Toshiba little gadget here. And I also charge my camera batteries on here. So all of this can connect to the back of my Mac. I also like to plug in an SD card reader. So this is attached to my Mac because if you see, the back of my Mac only has a slot for one SD card, but I like to have a lot more content. So by plugging these things in, I can import a lot of different content from different time periods, which you usually see in my videos. You know, the past, the future. And then this cute little cat was from Chinatown recently. I will be sharing this video with you, a vlog on Sunday, hopefully. So cute. Often when I'm done with work or I just need a break, I will go on YouTube and pull up a music video, usually some African music. Because what is life if you cannot dance, eh? What is life? You gotta take yourself not too seriously sometimes. Life is short, man. I gotta dance. Okay. Back to this tour. All right, so next to the computer, I have my other dolls. These are all custom dolls, and we're not going to go through each one of them, but that's Penelope with the blonde hair, and that is Khadija with the curly fro. I also like to collect these food-themed erasers that are made in Japan. I love all the details. They are just so cute, and they make for great doll props. Growing up, my father always took a lot of pictures and developed his own pictures, and this is a picture he developed of my mother many, many years ago. Under the table, I have an old sewing machine that I've used to sew clothes for myself in the past, but I also have some artist canvas because I can draw pretty well, but I need more practice when it comes to painting, so I really want to do something soon. I have an umbrella light, I have an LED light, I have 2 pairs of everything. So if I'm not using it here, I put it in the closet behind me. And also this is a stand I use for my iPhone when I travel. I use it, or even in the house, actually I use it because it's light and portable, so I just put my phone on it and then I can take my own pictures or make little reels with this. So this comes in pretty handy. But yeah, basically this corner has a lot of what looks like tech clutter. I try to keep it in the closet, but I use it so often that I was like, you know what, I'm just going to leave it out and put it here. I also have a full-size tripod. If you're a content creator, I'm sure you have a lot of these things around your house or around your space. In fact, this is what's behind me now, a ring light. Let me just turn it down. So I also keep one upstairs, downstairs, and I have another one that's in the closet. Now this is the last wall. This is the wall with the door. And this wall has the couch, my pink couch. I have a box there that I need to open. Actually, I bought this Coach bag before Christmas and I just haven't opened it. And also I have that cup that Kenton got me. We'll open it together. I'll open it. Because this room was actually a bedroom or intended as a bedroom before it was made an office, it has a full closet. So behind the door is a full closet. I don't know if I want you to see it because it's got a lot of storage stuff. So on this side of the wall, I have a lot of cards above my couch. So I know it's not for everyone and it may look a little cluttered to you, but that's okay. It's really just me in this space, right? And I strongly believe in surrounding yourself with things that you love or things that bring you joy or things that make you smile, because what's the point of just trying to make it look like what everybody else expects it to look like? It's your space. It's your room. Do with it as you please. So that's what I did. I did not put up all the cards I get, but I put up some of the most meaningful cards and some of the more colorful cards. A shoe. Pretty bedazzled shoe from my mother. This is a postcard from Charleston because we used to live in Charleston, or that's where I went to medical school. This card for my birthday, that's from Nana also. That's from Nana also. There's a theme here, but no, they're not all from Nana. Let's see. This one is from a patient. Yeah, this one is from a patient. I will miss you. This is to Dr. Tanao, Miss Bass. Yeah, I remember her very well, very well. So that was when I was working in private practice. This one I really like. I just like the pictures and the colors. I find it very inspiring. Be you, be brave, be a seeker of everyday magic. Yeah, be fearless. This one is from my kids. It's got this 3D felt on it. So yeah, it's really cool. Co-workers also at a previous job, and this one is from my husband. Look at that, how pretty, right? And that's also from my husband. It's a Valentine's Day card, 3D. So you know, it's just kind of a wall that, you know, makes me feel loved. This is a picture that reminds me of my love of tea. This old teapot with some roses. Everything I love is in this picture, right? Battenberg lace. This is old vintage handmade lace. If you know, you know. Anyway, this picture was something I bought at a thrift store for like $6, something like that. Nothing expensive, but to me it's beautiful. And then up here, these are some dolls on a shelf. This shelf was
thrifted also. This was a DIY project. It was brown or natural color, and I spray painted it white. So I love these little shells. You can find these in many, many thrift stores. I always find them useful for just putting up knickknacks or plants or whatever. So they have little pegs, and I put this little Easter egg on their little teapot. It does have a lid. This used to be actually my grandmother's. And then these little dolls are Madame Alexander dolls, which were given to me by a subscriber. I really, really appreciate that. That was so sweet. You know, I guess she must have realized I collect dolls and I love them. But what was neat is I had this one, and the lady sent me these. So they're part of a collection called Little Women. Actual mini little catalog or little brochure here was from 1983. So that gives you an idea of how old they are. And this one was made exclusively for Saks Fifth Avenue. This is a very pretty doll. Look at this dress, super details, very shiny, fancy fabric. So if you were here, I would definitely give you a cup of tea or whatever it is that you would prefer to drink. This is my second cup while I've been in here, by the way. Need to stay hydrated. See? Say hello to Mr. Bunny. Easter's coming up. Those of you that have grandchildren and young kids, I hope you've enjoyed this room tour or office room tour. It's really my creative space, and I feel very fortunate to have it. It's not super fancy, as you can see. I mean, all the elements in here are really fairly affordable, except for the tech. Yeah, except for, I think the most expensive things in here are my Apple computer. That's really it. You know, I mean, everything else, things collected, things from Amazon. I mean, of course, my dolls are very valuable to me because they're handmade. Okay, I take that back. Some of the most valuable things in here are my dolls. So people always ask me, are they for sale? Will you sell one? No, because I don't know, they're so personal, right? I put a lot of time and hours into it. But no, truthfully, it's because it doesn't make financial sense to me for the amount of time that I put in to sell one doll at a time. You know, I'm not a machine, I'm not a factory, I'm one person. And so, yeah, making one doll to sell does not make sense to me unless I was selling it for a lot of money. So if you want to offer me a lot of money, I might be willing to part with the doll or one of the dolls or make you a doll. Same thing like, you know, cakes. People always ask me to make them cakes, and I love making cakes, you know, but I don't really like making batch amount of cakes. I don't want to make a lot of cake. If you want cake, buy one of my books and that will teach you how to make a cake yourself, and then you can continue to make it whenever you want. Oh, and I didn't show you, I have like 3 different chairs. Like this is the third chair, the third white chair I've gotten because I'm constantly having back pain.
So this is the chair I use now. I like the shape, I like the wood tones on the back and the handle and the sleekness of it. This is the second chair. It's kind of poofy, bulky, but I like the white color, the stark white. And she's comfortable. She's comfortable, but still not enough back support. Anyway, and then this is the first chair I started with when I decided I was gonna go white and pink. And currently this chair resides in Miriam's room. So comment below if you know of a chair brand that makes really good chairs for good back support and is cute, because she needs to be cute and practical, right? I like her to be cute and practical. So I was gonna thank you and remind you to hit the subscribe button, but I gotta open this on camera with you because I promised to do that. I think this will appeal to all the geeks out there or people who love cameras.
Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. It literally looks like a camera lens. Does it not look like a camera lens? Probably saw this during Christmas, so I'm sorry if you're seeing this again. It opens up Oh wow, I remember it came with a spoon. So see, look at that. The lid looks like a lens cover. So funny. So here's a real camera, right? With a lens cover. And then look at that. Does that not look like a real lens? So I just took it downstairs to wash it. And because I am so mischievous, I'm gonna pour my watered down tea into it. Oh my goodness, the things that amuse me. See? Now it's got a cover. Got my little spoony spoon. Ah, adorable. Oh, one last thing. I never did light that candle, did I? No, I did not. So let's turn this ring light off. Turn off this LED light. You see how pretty those lights are? That's why I can't get rid of it. That's why I can't get rid of them. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Now I know it's someone's birthday, so happy birthday. It's not my birthday, but it might be yours. Happy birthday.